This video is brought to you by Smugglers Run Gaming, growing and organizing competitive gaming communities. Check them out at facebook.com/smugglersrungaming. Hello everyone, welcome to Dice Commando, coming to you tonight from Monday Night Dice for our weekly standard tournament. Round 1 tonight, we have Steven on the left. He's playing R2, Elite Leia, and Baby Annie on Occupied City for the mill deck. And on the right, we have Andrew. He's playing 4-die Chopper Droids, Fateful Companions. He's on the Outer Rim Outpost. That is claim, gain 1 resource, and draw a card. So for the roll-off, I do believe Leia's favored slightly here, but let's see. Okay, Andrew rolls a 2 to 3. Yep, so we're going to be playing on the city. That's going to make Andrew's day a little more difficult because every time he plays a support or an upgrade, Steven can force him to mill a card. Of course, assuming Steven controls the battlefield. So Andrew will put on his 2 shields, go on to one onto 3PO and one onto R2, and we'll get started. So Steven will open us up here. It rolls in Leia with a, coming in hot with a blank and a blank. Alright, so yeah, Andrew's actually going to pick those, get those off. Of course, you don't want to use the card when you're playing mill, but it's better than her 2 sides throwing discard at you. So back to Steven here. Alright, bartering down on R2 for 1 goes to Andrew. Looks like Chopper's coming in with a resource and a disrupt. That disrupt's actually not bad. Steven's action here. He'll roll in Anakin, and he can turn a droid die to any side. Yeah, looks like they're having the discussion of whether it has to be your droid die. So it is, yeah, it's your droid. So, all right, R2 coming in, gets the 2, and then Andrew, he's debating which one to flip, but he can turn a die to any side. All right, so he goes there, turns the disrupt into the 2. Steven's action now. Could have easy pickings himself, but he probably would have played that quick. Alright, so EMP, electromagnetic pulse, to remove a droid die for no cost. 3PO coming in, hits the focus. So Andrew's thinking about how he wants to do his resolve triggers. He does still have Fateful to use, so he can do 2 dice. Alright, so he'll hit for 3, resolving a die for +1, spotting R2, so that goes in. And then for Fateful Companions, he'll take $2, leaves the focus on the table. Alright, R2 coming in with a blank and a discard. Gets the flip on R2. So we'll go to the top side. Yep, that's why Anakin works well, with that discard on the top side there. Alright, Andrew actually just go ahead and claims. He didn't play any supports or upgrades, so he didn't have to worry about getting rid of anything. So there's Chuck 2. 2 middles, and we get a salvaged arm. Oh, and a Rex Blaster. So that salvaged arm's no big deal. It can actually come back out of the drink, but losing the Rex Blaster is pretty big for him. Alright, drops his automated defense for a reroll. And then power action to mill 1. Use Leia's power action, which is remove a character die and discard targets from the top of a deck, aka mill, equal to that value. So I've got 1 more. Lost a field medic, probably not a huge loss. Andrew is at 5 resources. And he'll open us up here. Alright, there's his other Rex Blaster. So Rex Blaster, while you control the battlefield, you can bring in another character when this character activates. And it is an after ability, so it stacks with all the R2 and C-3PO stuff. Steven's action here. So he's syncing it over. I think he's looking at those after effects knowing he's not going to be able to stop much. Alright, there's Leia with $1 and $1. Alright, there's Power Action Chopper. Bring the salvaged arm back out for decreased cost by 1, so net 0. Back to Steven. Alright, here comes Anakin. Yep. Nope, maybe not. Yep, Anakin in. It's a resource. Andrew pays 1 for a grappling arm down on Chopper. Does add a dice to his pool here, or his board, that is. Go back to Steven here. Alright, Senate Chamber. So power action on Senate Chamber is remove a die, turn a die to any side. Plus it has that 2 focus top side, which is not a bad deal. Oh, that's big. Alright, so Andrew's going to instigate. So bring in Chopper. Now Chopper has no after effects, so Chopper comes in with ambush. Let's get the 2 blanks. Andrew was hoping for something better than that for sure. Alright, yep, that's so what they're walking through right now is the triggers, right? So with the ambush action, Andrew's activating R2, which then will activate 3PO, and then all the after abilities go in the queue. Yep, there's 3PO. Alright, so now he gets after effects. He can either resolve, but he'll want to do the R2 flips first. Alright, so it looks like he's going to a 2 melee. I would assume. Yep, 2 melee. Now do note that each one of those 3POs has to happen independently, so he can't flip to the, or can't resolve the 2 and the +2 together. Alright, so then he'll Fateful Companions to do another flip. And then he'll resolve with 3PO using the salvaged arm as well to boost by +1 for 3PO and +1 for the salvaged arm to put 4 into Anakin. So that was ambush for Chopper in, and then with the ambush action, or instigate for Chopper in, and then with the ambush action, R2 3PO. Alright, so there's a pacify, removes a character die and gives that character 2 shields. Andrew's action here. Looks like a discard to reroll. There's a focus, a 2 gun. That focus will allow him to potentially get some melee off here. Alright, automated defense. Pays 1, spotting a droid to remove. Back to Andrew. Yep, there's the focus. Goes into the 1 just in case Pickings is in play. Likely would have been used already, but alright. Calls melee. Gets a discard. Alright, Andrew will take. Gets his last card, suppressive fire. Senate Chamber coming in. It's a 2 focus. Andrew's going to lose some cards here for sure. Alright, he go ahead and claims. He knows he's going to lose it, but R2 is going to come in and do a bunch of flips. Andrew's going to take a hit here. Oh, and then there's a draw for bartering too, so that'll actually let Steven could, oh, okay, man, so Steven can chuck for 2. He can go to the 2 disc, he can force Andrew to draw 1 on bartering, and then discard 2 from hand on Leia, and then chuck 2 on Leia. Yeah, so he'll use the 2 focus to go to the 2 discards on Leia. Only one of them will get used, and then the other one will be for a mill. I would guess here. Okay, so it looks like he's gonna. Yep. So used R. Okay, so used R2 to go to the 2 focus. So that's fine. And then he'll go to the 2 discard here, right? I would assume. Okay, went to. Oh, flipped it back. Okay, I mean it's gonna end up being the same amount, but he could have probably gotten an extra dollar or something out of it. So there's the 2 discard, and then he'll use R2 to chuck from the top. Yep. All right, so same number of cards we would have expected to be lost, and he'll actually end up with 2 money. So fair enough. Yep. So Steven will have $5 going to the next round. Andrew will have 3. But Steven's going to lose at least 1 character this round. But Andrew get first strike here. There's really nothing Steven can do with Rex Pistol in play and Andrew having control of the battlefield. There's not really anything that Steven can do to stop it. Alright, there's a Jin Pistol for 3. It has an after effect of its own, actually, which is you can either re-roll this die or force your opponent to lose the top card of their deck. Steven's checking the discard pile. I think he's looking for either mods. Either mods or ambush cards, likely. Okay, that was big. So Flames of the Past pays 2 to get rid of Rex's Blaster because there's a copy of Rex's Blaster in the discard pile. Alright, so Andrew will bring in Chopper. Disrupt 1 melee and a resource. Goes to Steven here. Ooh, 1 for Flee the Scene. Alright, so Steven will have to pass twice. That's not going to end well for him because Andrew will get to activate R2 and see what happens here. So, alright. Now Andrew can re-roll the Jin Blaster if he wants to. Okay, so he's actually just going to flip it. Alright, so that's the activation. Right, so that's the first pass. Andrew then resolves he'll kill Anakin. Steven will pass again. Okay, and then Andrew's passing, so he's just going to end the round right there. Yep, because again, so Steven passes, he has to for Flee the Scene. Andrew will pass 2 consecutive passes, and then Andrew will still get first strike. So. Alright, Andrew will get us started again because he still has battlefield control. Alright, Chopper coming in. Gets discard, 1 melee, 1 melee. Oh, I think Andrew actually may have not used his salvaged arm last time. But of course, it wouldn't have mattered since he was going for the kill. So, alright, so there's Pacify. Chopper will get 2 shields. Goes back to Andrew here. So 3PO only needs 5 to die. Oh, there's another salvaged arm. For free using the Chopper power action. Back to Steven. He's thinking it over here. Alright, so he's going to bring in R2, it looks like. Alright, the focus and a disrupt, but he still gets a topside flip. Alright, so it actually looks like he's not using his flip. Alright, and then 3PO come in. Oh, Andrew's actually going to drop his hand, right? So yeah, Steven has 4 cards left in hand, so he's resolving, using R2 to resolve Chopper at +1, and then the 2 salvage arms for +1 for a total of 4 discard. Leia coming in. He does have the focus, so Andrew will lose some cards, but he can roll in R2 here with Fateful Companions and do a fair amount of work. Alright, grappling arm for 1 first. Steven looks like he's going to roll in his Senate Chamber. Yeah. He's probably wishing that Senate Chamber was in before he rolled in R2, actually. I think at the time he was thinking R2 was going to take some damage, though, so. Alright, there's Ewok Ambush. Actually, Andrew didn't need to do that because Steven doesn't have any cards, but... Oh, he does have Senate Chamber power action to use, so... Alright, so there's a flip to the 2. Then he has Fateful Companions as well. Yep, and he'll go to the 2 on Jin's blast, or maybe the 3 indirect. Yep, goes to the 3 indirect. Alright, so with his ambush, deals the 3 indirect. Steven's got to figure out where to put it. Obviously, Andrew's showing the 4 melee on the table. Alright, yeah, puts it into Leia. Alright, so now it's Steven's action. So he's just got to resolve shields or focus here, because he is out of cards. He can focus into the 2 focus and put Leia on her 2 discard and on her 2/2 discard sides if that's what he wants to do. Yeah, so focus to 2 focus. Okay. And then what will he do? 2 melee, and then, yeah, he'll leave the shield, I'm sure, and then the 2 discard, I'm sure. Yep. Alright, so that's worth 4 cards, so there's a focus to the... Alright, that's a kill on 3PO. Alright, so power actions get rid of 2 cards. There's the pickings and another instigate. And then Andrew will kill R2. So he could have saved R2 with a shield if he'd wanted to, or he could have actually used the Senate Chamber to blank one of those. Alright, so there's 2 cards from hand, automated in Pacify. And then Andrew will claim, and 1 more shield on the Leia. And next round's probably going to do it. Leia has 8 health remaining and the shield, so a total of 9 hit points. One hit from Chopper is a plus, well, if you do it with 3PO, it could actually be a +3, right? So. Alright, so Andrew will open us up here. Alright, Chopper in. Alright, there's a melee. Threatening potential 5 there on a 3PO. Alright, Steven's not going to control. He's going to bring in Leia, shield, and 2 discard. Alright, yep, there's the 4. So 3 net through the shield, 5 health remaining. And this can very easily get taken care of on an R2 activation here. Yep, they drop 2. Loses a Ezra's and an Ewok ambush. Andrew wanted that Ewok ambush. He could have rolled in and then got 3PO, so that was a good pull. All right, just more dice. Ray Saber has that top 2 side, so, and then R2 actually gets a shield for it as well, but he's full up. All right, 2 for Anakin's Pod Racer. Now that does have ambush. Rolls in with a plus resource. All right, here comes R2. 3 for 1, and you potentially can re-roll the Gen Blaster if he wants. He can also mill a card, but he hasn't been using the Occupied City, because generally the strategy there is you don't want to feed the mill player stuff for Resistance Ring. Although we haven't seen Resistance Ring, of course, but... Alright, so flips Chopper to a 2, and then he's going to use Fateful to do the R2 again and go to the 2 gun. Interesting, he could have gone to the 3. Oh yeah, looks like he's thinking better of it and going to the 3. Makes more sense. Yeah, it looks like Steven has... Oh, he does have resistance ring in hand, actually. All right, rolling in, so gets a resource. He could have power action for blank, so Andrew will ring out 3PO. Hit for 4, it looks like. Oh. Yep, do 4. All right, yep, they're just going to call it. All right, so Chopper Droids versus Mill. Really bad matchup for Mill, so it makes sense that Chopper Droids took that one down. If you like what we're doing here on the Dice Commando channel, please show your support with a like and a subscribe. Please remember to keep all comments civil and constructive and to help us continue to grow this amazing community. Thank you for watching Dice Commando.
Hey, I'm Steven. Welcome to Dice Commando. Make sure to like and subscribe. Watch the videos.